Millions of years ago, a colossal planet once existed in our solar system, a world known as Marduk. Like Earth, it possessed a massive and seemingly perfect moon. But unlike Earth, that moon was warm, comfortable, and astonishingly suitable for life. On this moon, a civilization of towering, intelligent giants evolved. They built cities of unimaginable scale, monuments that stretched toward alien skies. Seeking greater resources to fuel their rapid expansion, they turned their attention to the neighboring world, Marduk itself. To achieve this, they created countless intelligent machines, robots designed for labor and extraction. But something went wrong. Through endless iterations, upgrades, and mutations, the robots awakened, gaining self-awareness. They rebelled with overwhelming fury, slaughtering their creators and overrunning Marduk itself. This catastrophic machine war raged for centuries, driving the giant civilization into a desperate corner. Finally, in utter despair, the giants unleashed a weapon so terrifying it could annihilate an entire world. Marduk was shattered, but so was their own home. Their civilization collapsed into cosmic dust. We no longer know what those giants once called their world, but today we call the remaining fragment by another name, Mars. Van Flandern, with 2 decades of experience in U.S. observatories, specializing in celestial mechanics, while studying planetary dynamics, he noticed that Mars itself was suspicious. Its size was too small, its density was too low, and its orbit didn't match any natural formation model. After years of data analysis and theoretical reconstruction, Van Flandern Mars was never a planet. It was a moon, a surviving moon of a destroyed ancient planet. That destroyed world had a name, Phaeton, but most people know it by another ancient name, Marduk. Marduk may have exploded, but it did not vanish entirely. Its broken remains still linger in its original orbit, today known as the asteroid belt. In 1766, a German mathematician named Johann Titius made a chilling discovery. Planetary distances in the solar system weren't random at all. They followed a precise mathematical pattern. Starting at 0.4 astronomical units from the Sun, each new planet nearly doubled in distance. This became the Titius-Bode law, a law that perfectly predicted the positions of Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. But the law also predicted something terrifying. Between Mars and Jupiter, at exactly 2.8 astronomical units, there should be a massive planet. But nothing is there. Decades later, astronomers finally found something. On January 1st, 1801, Giuseppe Piazzi discovered a tiny world orbiting the Sun, Ceres. But Ceres was too small, far too small to be the missing planet. More discoveries followed: Pallas, Juno, Vesta, and by 2023, over 120,000 asteroids had been officially cataloged. The entire belt likely contains more than 500,000 bodies. Yet mainstream astronomers insisted the asteroid belt is merely leftover rubble, not the corpse of a shattered world. But one astronomer refused to accept that. William Olbers. He was certain a planet once existed there. He even named it Phaeton. Other astronomers mocked him, claiming the belt lacked the mass to form a planet. But Olbers countered with chilling logic. A planet doesn't explode quietly. Its fragments would be blasted outward at escape velocity. Most debris would vaporize, or be swallowed by the sun, or flung out of the solar system entirely. What remains today may be less than 5% of the original mass. That, he argued, is what a destroyed planet should look like. By the mid-1800s, another event shook astronomy, the discovery of Neptune. But Neptune didn't follow the Titius-Bode law. So many dismissed the law as coincidence. But Van Flandern disagreed. He believed Neptune had been moved, shifted by a cosmic catastrophe. Uranus also showed odd behavior, its sideways rotation, its strange axial tilt. To Van Flandern, these were not random accidents, but evidence. Evidence that a world-sized explosion once tore through the solar system. In the 1980s, satellite explosions provided a clue. Engineers noticed that space debris didn't scatter randomly, but formed clusters, large fragments orbited by smaller ones, just like moons orbiting planets. Van Flandern realized, if satellites explode like this, what about a whole planet? The answer was terrifying. Comet-like bodies with fragment clusters might actually be planetary shrapnel. And in 1996, a photograph of Comet Hale-Bopp changed everything. Around the comet, astronomers saw solid fragments, not dust. For the first time, planetary explosion began to look plausible. Mars held far darker secrets. Richard Hoagland, a former NASA science advisor, spent decades studying Mars and its anomalies. What he found would challenge everything we believe about the solar system, because Mars itself looks wrong. From space, Mars displays a shocking duality, a phenomenon known as the Martian dichotomy. Its northern hemisphere is smooth, covered in vast plains resembling the dried bed of an ancient ocean. But the southern hemisphere is chaos itself, a world of craters, cliffs, impacts, and torn crust. The South's crust is over 20 kilometers thicker than the North, as if someone sliced the northern crust and pasted it onto the South. This is not something natural erosion can explain. Even more shocking, the two hemispheres differ in age by over 2 billion years, the same planet with two different birthdays. Mars also holds Olympus Mons, the tallest volcano in the solar system, nearly 3 times the height of Everest. Its location sits atop a massive uplift called the Tharsis Rise. Directly opposite it, 180 degrees across the planet, lies another uplift, Arabia Terra, 2 antipodal bulges. This is exactly what happens when a moon is tidally locked. Just like the moon always shows one face to Earth, Mars may have once shown one face to its parent world, Marduk. And then there is Valles Marineris, a canyon so colossal it defies imagination. 4,000 kilometers long, 200 kilometers wide, and up to 7 kilometers deep. Nothing on Earth compares. NASA has no definitive explanation for its formation. But Hoagland proposed something bold. If Mars once had oceans, and if tidal forces from Marduk pulled those oceans, they would collide at the equator, grinding the crust for millions of years, until a super canyon was carved open. A literal planetary scar left by a lost parent world. But Hoagland insisted it was a monument, a warning left by the last survivors of Mars, a message carved in stone before their world died. And then came the physicist who dropped the real bombshell, Dr. John Brandenburg, a nuclear weapons expert from Sandia National Laboratories. Studying Mars chemical data, he found something horrifying. 2 regions on Mars Cydonia, the face region, and Galaxias Chaos, contained abnormally high concentrations of xenon-129. On Earth, xenon-129 comes almost exclusively from nuclear fission, specifically nuclear weapons. To produce the xenon-129 found on Mars, you would need nuclear detonations millions of times stronger than Hiroshima. In 2014, Brandenburg presented this theory at the APS meeting. Mainstream scientists mocked him, but they didn't know. He wasn't the first to tell the story. Back in 1958, comic artist Jack Kirby published a story called The Face on Mars. In his story, astronauts discover a giant stone face, and inside it, they witness visions of Mars' past. Peaceful giants, advanced architecture, robot laborers, machine rebellion, centuries of war, and finally, a superweapon that destroys a planet between Mars and Jupiter. The explosion tears away Mars' atmosphere and kills its civilization. Giants carved the face as a warning that they once existed. Kirby wrote this story 18 years before NASA photographed the real face. Coincidence? Many doubt it, because Kirby was friends with top rocket engineers, including Wernher von Braun. Some believe he heard the truth long before the public did. There is more. During the CIA's Stargate project, a remote viewer named Joe McMoneagle was given coordinates that led to the face on Mars. He described what he saw: a dying world, towering thin giants hiding inside pyramid-like shelters, waiting for extinction. This session is now declassified and stored in the CIA archives. The planetary explosion theory, the ancient Martian civilization theory, the nuclear annihilation theory, when combined, form a narrative so coherent, so interconnected, that dismissing it becomes harder than believing it. A story of creation, war, rebellion, planetary destruction, and cosmic extinction, carved into the solar system itself. We may never witness these events ourselves, but the scars remain. In Mars, in the asteroids, and in the strange chemical fingerprints no one can explain away. Maybe millions of years ago, a brilliant civilization truly perished in despair. And the terrifying question is humanity next? Do we truly believe we are the first civilization of the solar system? Or just the first that doesn't remember what happened before? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and comment. Thank you for watching.